Hello, everyone. Today we will learn two of the most important English verbs, to be and to have, with all the pronouns, in just 2 minutes. The verb to be tells us who we are, where we are, or how we feel. Pronouns with to be. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, they are. I am happy. You are smart. He is a teacher. It is sunny. We are friends. They are students. Just remember the 3 forms: am, is, are. The verb to have is used for things we own or experiences we get. Pronouns with to have. I have, you have, we have, they have, he has, she has, it has. I have a phone. You have a nice smile. She has long hair. It has 4 wheels. We have lunch at noon. They have a big house. Only remember this: he, she, and it use has. All the others use have. That is it. To be shows who or what you are. To have shows what you own or experience. Master these 2 verbs and you are already halfway to speaking English with confidence. Follow for more short and effective English lessons.
Hello, everyone. Today we will learn the difference between 2 very important verb forms in English, the present simple and the present continuous. In just 2 minutes, you will see how to use them correctly with all pronouns. The present simple is used for habits, routines, facts, and general truths. Here are the forms with all pronouns. I work, you work. He works, she works. It works, we work, they work. Examples: I work every day. You study English. He works at a school. She likes chocolate. It rains a lot in winter. We play football on Sundays. They watch TV in the evening. The present continuous is used for actions happening right now or temporary situations. Here are the forms with all pronouns. I am working. You are working. He is working. She is working. It is working. We are working. They are working. Examples: I am working on my project now. You are reading this sentence. He is talking to his friend. She is cooking dinner. It is raining outside. We are watching a video. They are playing in the park. Remember, present simple is for routines and facts. Present continuous is for actions happening now. Master these 2 forms and you will speak English more confidently and correctly. Follow for more.
Today we are going to learn how to use this, that, these, and those in English. Are you ready? Let's start. This is used for one thing near you. That is used for one thing far from you. These is used for more than one thing near you. Those is used for more than one thing far from you. Say it with me. This is my teddy bear. That is my red ball. These are my toy cars. Those are my dolls. Now, let's learn with a funny story. This story is called Emma and the Messy Toy Room. Emma opens her toy room door. She sees a teddy bear on the floor. She says, "This is my teddy bear." She sees a ball under the bed. She says, "That is my red ball." She looks at 3 toy cars on the table. She says, "These are my toy cars." She sees some dolls on the shelf far away. She says, "Those are my dolls." Emma laughs and says, "My room is messy but fun." Now it is your turn. Say, "This is my teddy bear." Say, "That is your ball." Say, "These are your cars." Say, "Those are your dolls." Great job, everyone. Well done today. Keep practicing this, that, these, and those every day. Thank you for learning with me. Subscribe and like for more fun English lessons. See you in the next class. Today we will learn how to use can and can't with a funny story. Are you ready? Let's go. Quick grammar. We use can to say we are able to do something. Example, I can swim. We use can't to say we are not able to do something. Example, I can't fly. Say it with me. I can jump. I can't fly. Short funny story. Title: Tom and the Talking Bird. Tom is a happy boy. He meets a funny bird in the park. Tom says, "Hello, I am Tom. I can run fast." The bird says, "Hello, Tom. I can fly." Tom says, "Wow, I can't fly, but I can swim." The bird says, "I can't swim, but I can sing." Tom says, "That is amazing. I can't sing well." The bird sings a funny song. Tom and the bird laugh together. Practice with the viewer. Now it is your turn. Say, "I can swim." Say, "I can't fly." Say, "I can dance." Say, "I can't climb trees." Great job. Keep going. Quiz. What can you do? Write in the comments below. Can you sing? Can you draw? Practice every day. Subscribe and like for more fun English lessons. See you next time. Today we will learn about prepositions in, on, and at. They help us say where and when things happen. Are you ready? Let's start. We use in when something is inside a place. I am in the room. The cat is in the box. We use on when something is on a surface. The book is on the table. The apple is on the plate. We use at for a specific place. I am at school. He is at the bus stop. Now let's learn how to use them with time. We say in the morning, in July, in 2025. We say on Monday, on my birthday. We say at 7 o'clock, at night. Good. Now let's listen to a funny story about Tom. It will help you remember in, on, and at. Tom wakes up at 7 o'clock. He goes to school at 8 o'clock. He studies English in the morning. He plays football on Monday afternoon. After school, Tom is at the park. His cat is waiting in the bag. "Oh no," says Tom. "You are not a book." The cat jumps on the bench and meows loudly. Tom laughs and says, "Okay, let's go home." Now it's your turn. Look around your room. What can you see? Say a sentence with in. Say a sentence with on. Say a sentence with at. Well done, everyone. You did a great job today. Keep practicing every day. Thank you for learning English with me. Subscribe and like for more English stories and lessons. See you next time. Welcome to lesson Plurals in English. Today, we're learning how to talk about more than one person, animal, or thing. Let's begin. Part 1. What is a plural? A plural means more than one. To make a noun plural, we usually add s or es. Example: one cat to two cats. One bus to two buses. Part 2. Regular plurals. Most nouns just take s at the end. Examples: a book to books. A car to cars. A flower to many flowers. Part 3. Plurals ending with es. We add es to words ending in ch, sh, s, x, or o. Examples: a bus, buses. A box, boxes. A tomato, tomatoes. A dish, dishes. Part 4. Irregular plurals. Some nouns change completely in the plural form. Examples: a man to men. A woman to women. A child to children. A foot to feet. A tooth to teeth. A mouse to mice. Part 5. No change in plural. A few nouns stay the same in plural form. Examples: one sheep to sheep. One fish to three fish. Part 6. Dialogue. Tom: Mia, do you like cats? Mia: Yes, I love cats. I have 2 cats and 3 fish. Tom: Nice. I have 1 dog and 2 birds. Mia: So we both love animals. Part 7. Recap. Let's review. Add s to books, cars, flowers. Add es to boxes, dishes. Irregular forms: men, children, feet. No change to sheep and fish. Practice every day by naming things around you. 1 pen, 2 pens, 3 pens. Thanks for watching. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we are learning 3 important tenses in English. These are past simple, past continuous, and how to use them together. Part 1. Past simple. Past simple is used for completed actions in the past. The structure is subject plus past form of the verb. For regular verbs, we add ed. For example, I watched a movie yesterday. They played football on Sunday. For irregular verbs, we use the special form. Go becomes went. See becomes saw. Have becomes had. Time expressions often used with the past simple are yesterday, last week, ago, or in 2010. For example, she worked in an office last year. We studied English 2 days ago. Part 2. Past continuous. Past continuous is used for actions in progress at a specific time in the past. The structure is subject plus was or were plus verb ing. For example, I was reading at 8 o'clock last night. They were watching television when it started to rain. She was cooking while he was cleaning. We often use past continuous for background actions or longer activities in the past. Part 3. Past simple versus past continuous. We use past continuous for long actions and past simple for short actions that interrupt them. The word when is used before the short action. The word while is used before the long action. For example, I was watching TV when the phone rang. She was cooking dinner when her friend arrived. While I was studying, my phone rang. Summary. Past simple is for completed actions in the past. Past continuous is for actions in progress. Past simple and past continuous together show how one action happens during another. Conclusion and call to action. That is the end of today's lesson. Keep practicing these rules every day to improve your English. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin de Petit Savoir. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin de Petit Savoir. Today, we are learning 3 important topics in English: present perfect, past simple, and how to use them together. Part 1. Present perfect. Rule 1. Use present perfect to talk about experiences, unfinished actions, or past actions with relevance to the present. Structure: subject plus have or has plus past participle. Examples: I have visited Paris. She has finished her homework. They have lived in London for 5 years. Usage keywords: ever, never, already, yet, just, for, since. Example sentences: I have never seen this movie. He has already eaten lunch. We have known each other for 10 years. Part 2. Past simple. Rule 2. Use past simple to talk about actions that happened and finished at a specific time in the past. Structure: subject plus past verb. Examples: I visited Paris last year. She finished her homework yesterday. They lived in London 5 years ago. Time expressions: yesterday, last week, ago, in 2010. Part 3. Present perfect versus past simple. Rule 3. Use present perfect for actions with no definite time or with relevance to the present. Use past simple for actions at a specific finished time. Examples: I have visited Paris. Experience: no specific time. I visited Paris last year. Specific time. She has already finished her homework. Relevant now. She finished her homework yesterday. Specific past. Summary: present perfect, experience, unfinished actions, relevance to now. Past simple, completed actions at a specific past time. Conclusion and call to action. That's the end of today's lesson. Keep practicing these rules every day to improve your English. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin de Petit Savoir. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin de Petit Savoir. Today, we are learning 3 important topics: past perfect continuous, and how to use them together. Part 1. Past perfect. Past perfect is used to describe an action that happened before another action in the past. Structure: subject plus had plus past participle. Examples: I had finished my homework before dinner. She had already left when I arrived. They had visited London before moving to Paris. Keywords often used with past perfect: before, after, by the time, already, just. Part 2. Past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous is used to describe a long or ongoing action that happened before another past action. Structure: subject plus had plus been plus verb ing. Examples: I had been studying for 2 hours before my friend called. She had been working all day when she finally took a break. They had been living in London for 5 years before moving. Keywords often used with past perfect continuous: for, since, all day, before, by the time. Part 3. Past perfect versus past perfect continuous. Past perfect focuses on completed actions before another past action. Past perfect continuous focuses on the duration or ongoing nature of an action before another past action. Examples: past perfect: I had finished my homework before dinner. Past perfect continuous: I had been studying for 2 hours before dinner. Summary: past perfect: completed actions before another past action. Past perfect continuous: ongoing or long actions before another past action. Use the correct tense to clearly show sequence and duration in past events. Conclusion and call to action. That is the end of today's lesson. Keep practicing these rules every day to master past perfect and past perfect continuous. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Hello everyone! Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we are learning 3 important topics: past perfect, past perfect continuous, and how to use them together. Part 1. Past perfect. Past perfect is used to describe an action that happened before another action in the past. Structure: subject plus had plus past participle. Examples: I had finished my homework before dinner. She had already left when I arrived. They had visited London before moving to Paris. Keywords often used with past perfect: before, after, by the time, already, just. Part 2. Past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous is used to describe a long or ongoing action that happened before another past action. Structure: subject plus had plus been plus verb ing. Examples: I had been studying for 2 hours before my friend called. She had been working all day when she finally took a break. They had been living in London for 5 years before moving. Keywords often used with past perfect continuous: for, since, all day, before, by the time. Part 3. Past perfect versus past perfect continuous. Past perfect focuses on completed actions before another past action. Past perfect continuous focuses on the duration or ongoing nature of an action before another past action. Examples: past perfect: I had finished my homework before dinner. Past perfect continuous: I had been studying for 2 hours before dinner. Summary: past perfect: completed actions before another past action. Past perfect continuous: ongoing or long actions before another past action. Use the correct tense to clearly show sequence and duration in past events. Conclusion and call to action. That is the end of today's lesson. Keep practicing these rules every day to master past perfect and past perfect continuous. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Hello everyone! Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we are learning present perfect continuous, and how to use them correctly. Part 1. Present perfect. Present perfect is used to talk about experiences, actions that have relevance to the present, or actions that are not finished yet. Structure: subject plus have or has plus past participle. Examples: I have visited Paris. She has finished her homework. They have lived in London for 5 years. Keywords often used with present perfect: ever, never, already, yet, just, for, since. Examples: I have never seen this movie. He has already eaten lunch. We have known each other for 10 years. Part 2. Present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous is used to describe an action that started in the past and is still continuing, or that was happening recently with visible results. Structure: subject plus have or has plus been plus verb ing. Examples: I have been studying for 2 hours. She has been working all day. They have been living in London for 5 years. Keywords often used with present perfect continuous: for, since, all day, recently, lately. Examples: I have been reading this book since morning. He has been playing football all afternoon. Part 3. Present perfect versus present perfect continuous. Rule: present perfect focuses on the completion or result of the action. Present perfect continuous focuses on the duration or ongoing nature of the action. Examples: present perfect: I have finished my homework. Completed: result matters. Present perfect continuous: I have been studying for 2 hours. Duration matters. Summary: present perfect, completed actions with relevance now. Present perfect continuous, ongoing actions or actions that show duration. Use the correct tense to describe experiences, ongoing actions, and results clearly. Conclusion and call to action. That is the end of today's lesson. Keep practicing these rules every day to master present perfect and present perfect continuous. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Hello everyone! Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today we are learning 4 future tenses in English: will, going to, present continuous for future, and future perfect. Part 1. Will. Will is used to talk about decisions made at the moment, promises, offers, or predictions. Structure: subject plus will plus base verb. Examples: I will help you with your homework. She will call you later. They will probably come to the party. Keywords often used with will: probably, maybe, I think. Part 2. Going to. Going to is used for plans or intentions and predictions based on evidence. Structure: subject plus am, is, or are plus going to plus base verb. Examples: I am going to visit Paris next month. She is going to start a new job soon. Look at those clouds. It is going to rain. Keywords: going to, plan, intend, look, see. Part 3. Present continuous for future. Present continuous is used to talk about arrangements or scheduled future events. Structure: subject plus am, is, or are plus verb ing. Examples: I am meeting my friend tomorrow. She is flying to London next week. We are having a party on Friday. Keywords: tomorrow, next week, on Friday, soon. Part 4. Future perfect. Future perfect is used to talk about actions that will be completed before a specific time in the future. Structure: subject plus will plus have plus past participle. Examples: I will have finished my homework by 8 p.m. She will have left by the time you arrive. They will have completed the project next month. Keywords: by the time, before, already. Summary: will, decisions, promises, predictions. Going to, plans, intentions, evidence-based predictions. Present continuous, arrangements or scheduled events. Future perfect, actions completed before a specific future time. Use the correct tense to describe future events clearly. Conclusion and call to action. That is the end of today's lesson. Keep practicing these 4 future tenses every day to improve your English. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Hello everyone! Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we are reviewing all the main English tenses and how to master their timeline. This lesson will help you understand when to use each tense and see the sequence of actions clearly. Part 1. Present tenses. 1. Present simple, for habits, facts, and routines. Example, I eat breakfast every morning. 2. Present continuous, for actions happening now or future arrangements. Example, she is studying English right now. 3. Present perfect, for experiences or actions with relevance to the present. Example, I have visited Paris. 4. Present perfect continuous, for actions started in the past and continuing now or showing duration. Example, I have been studying for 2 hours. Part 2. Past tenses. 1. Past simple, completed actions at a specific time. Example, I visited London last year. 2. Past continuous, ongoing actions at a specific time in the past. Example, I was reading when she called. 3. Past perfect, actions completed before another past action. Example, I had finished my homework before dinner. 4. Past perfect continuous, ongoing actions before another past action. Example, I had been studying for 2 hours before my friend arrived. Part 3. Future tenses. 1. Will, decisions, promises, predictions. Example, I will help you tomorrow. 2. Going to, plans or intentions, evidence-based predictions. Example, I am going to visit Paris next month. 3. Present continuous for future, arrangements or scheduled events. Example, I am meeting my friend tomorrow. 4. Future perfect, actions completed before a specific time in the future. Example, I will have finished my homework by 8 p.m. Part 4. Timeline summary. Past tenses. Past simple, past continuous, past perfect continuous. Present tenses. Present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous. Future tenses. Will or going to, present continuous, future perfect. Use this timeline to visualize when to use each tense, and it will make mastering English grammar much easier. Conclusion and call to action. That's the end of today's All Tenses review. Keep practicing these tenses every day to master English timelines. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Hello, everyone! Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we are going to learn all the main English modal verbs. I will explain their meanings, uses, and give clear examples so you can use them confidently in your speaking and writing. Part 1. Can and could. Can is used for ability, possibility, and permission. For example, I can swim. You can also use it to ask for permission. Can I open the window? Could is the past form of can, but it is also used for polite requests and possibilities. For example, I could run faster when I was younger. Could you help me with this task, please? Part 2. May and might. May is used for formal permission or possibility. For example, you may leave now. It may rain tomorrow. Might is used for less certain possibilities. For example, I might go to the party tonight. It shows that the event is not very certain. Part 3. Must. Must is used for obligation, necessity, or strong probability. For example, you must wear a helmet when riding a bike. She must be tired after the long journey. Part 4. Shall and should. Shall is often used for formal suggestions or offers, especially in British English. For example, shall we go to the cinema? Should is used for advice, recommendations, or expectation. For example, you should eat more vegetables. He should be home by now. Part 5. Will and would. Will is used for future actions, promises, or predictions. For example, I will help you with your homework. Would is the past form of will, but it is also used for polite requests, hypothetical situations, or repeated past actions. For example, I would travel more if I had more time. Would you pass me the salt, please? Summary: can or could, ability, permission, possibility. May or might, permission, possibility. Must, obligation, necessity, strong probability. Shall or should, suggestions, advice, recommendations. Will or would, future, promises, polite requests, hypothetical situations. Use these modal verbs to express ability, permission, advice, obligation, and probability clearly in English. Conclusion and call to action. That's the end of today's lesson on modal verbs. Keep practicing each modal verb every day to speak English naturally and confidently. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs.
Hello everyone, welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we are going to learn 3 English expressions that look similar but have different meanings. They are used to, be used to, and get used to. Many English learners confuse them, but by the end of this short lesson, you will know exactly when to use each one. Let's begin. First, used to. We use used to followed by a base verb to talk about things we did in the past, but we do not do anymore. It describes past habits or situations that have changed. For example, I used to play football after school. That means I played football regularly in the past, but not now. Another example, she used to live in Paris, but now she lives in London. In negative form, we say did not used to, not used to. For example, I did not used to like coffee. So remember, used to always talks about the past. Now, be used to. We use be used to with a noun or a verb ending in ing to say that something is normal or familiar now. It means you are comfortable with it because you do it often or you have experience with it. For example, I am used to waking up early. It is normal for me, not difficult. Another example, she is used to the cold weather. It does not bother her anymore. The verb be changes with the subject. I am used to, he is used to, they are used to. Next, get used to. We use get used to with a noun or verb ending in ing to describe the process of becoming familiar with something new. It means you are learning or adapting to it. For example, I am getting used to my new job. At first it was strange, but it is becoming easier now. Another example, they will get used to living in the city. It will take some time, but soon it will feel normal. Let's review everything together. Used to talks about the past and things that are no longer true. Be used to means something is familiar or comfortable now. Get used to means you are in the process of becoming familiar with something new. Here is one final comparison to help you remember. I used to live in London. That is a past habit. I am used to living in London. That means it feels normal for me. I am getting used to living in London. That means I am adapting now. That is the difference between used to, be used to, and get used to. Practice by making your own sentences about your life. The more you use them, the more natural they will sound. Thank you for learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like, subscribe, and keep learning with us. See you in the next lesson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we'll learn about the passive voice, one of the most useful structures in English. Let's make it simple and easy to understand. First, what is the passive voice? We use the passive voice when the focus is on the action or the object, not on the person who does it. The structure is be plus past participle. For example, English is spoken all over the world. We don't say who speaks it. That's not important. Now, let's look at the main tenses with examples. Present simple. Active, people make cars in Japan. Passive, cars are made in Japan. Past simple. Active, they built this house in 1990. Passive, this house was built in 1990. Future simple. Active, they will deliver the package tomorrow. Passive, the package will be delivered tomorrow. Present continuous. Active, the chef is preparing the meal. Passive, the meal is being prepared. Past continuous. Active, they were cleaning the street. Passive, the street was being cleaned. Present perfect. Active, someone has stolen my phone. Passive, my phone has been stolen. Past perfect. Active, they had finished the work before noon. Passive, the work had been finished before noon. Future perfect. Active, they will have completed the project by Friday. Passive, the project will have been completed by Friday. Now, a few quick notes. We often use by plus agent to say who did the action. Example, the cake was made by my mother. But usually, we remove the agent if it's not important. Let's review. Passive equals be plus past participle. We use it when the action is more important than the person who does it. Examples, the door is opened. The door was opened. The door will be opened. Great job. You've just learned the passive voice in all tenses. Practice by changing active sentences into passive ones every day. If this lesson helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we're going to learn about reported speech and how to use say, tell, and ask correctly. By the end of this short lesson, you'll know how to report what someone said, told, or asked clearly and confidently. Let's begin. What is reported speech? We use reported speech to tell what someone said without repeating their exact words. For example, she said, "I'm tired." In reported speech, we say, she said that she was tired. The tense moves one step back in time. This is called backshifting. Here are the main tense changes. Am or is, was. She said she was happy. Are, were. They said they were late. Will, would. She said she would come. Can, could. He said he could swim. Have or has, had. She said she had seen it. Remember, if the reporting verb say, tell, ask is in the present, we don't change the tense. We also change some time and place words. Today, that day. Yesterday, the day before. Tomorrow, the next day. Now, then. Here, there. Example, he said, "I'll meet you here tomorrow." 2. He said he would meet me there the next day. Now, how do we use say, tell, and ask? Say is used when we don't mention who we speak to. Structure, say plus that plus clause. Example, she said that she was happy. Tell is used when we mention the person. Structure, tell someone that plus clause. Example, she told me that she was happy. Ask is used for questions or requests. Example, he asked, "Where is the station?" 2. He asked where the station was. For yes/no questions, use if or whether. She asked if I was ready. Sometimes we don't change the tense for facts that are still true. Example, the teacher said that the earth moves around the sun. Quick review. Say, report something. Tell, mention the person. Ask, report questions or requests. Shift tenses back in time. Change time and place words. Keep the tense if it's still true. Great job, everyone! Now you know how to use say, tell, and ask in reported speech. Practice every day to make it sound natural. If this lesson helped you, please like the video, subscribe, and keep learning English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Thank you for listening. See you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn English with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we'll learn one of the most powerful grammar tools in English, conditionals. Let's make it simple, clear, and easy to remember. Part 1. What are conditionals? Conditionals are sentences that talk about cause and effect. One thing depends on another. They usually have two parts, the if clause and the main clause. For example, if it rains, we stay home. Now let's look at the four main types. Part 2. The zero conditional. We use the zero conditional for facts and general truths. The structure is if plus present simple, present simple. Example, if you heat water, it boils. If people eat too much, they get fat. The result is always true. Part 3. The first conditional. We use the first conditional for real and possible situations in the future. Structure, if plus present simple, will plus base verb. Example, if it rains tomorrow, I will stay home. If I study, I will pass the test. We use it for real future possibilities. Part 4. The second conditional. We use the second conditional for unreal or imaginary situations. Structure, if plus past simple, would plus base verb. Example, if I had a car, I would travel more. If he were rich, he would buy a big house. It's about dreams or hypotheticals, not reality. Part 5. The third conditional. We use the third conditional for the past that did not happen. Structure, if plus past perfect, would have plus past participle. Example, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. If they had left earlier, they would have caught the train. It's used to express regret or imagine a different past. Part 6. Quick review. Zero conditional, facts. If you heat water, it boils. First conditional, real future. If it rains, I will stay home. Second conditional, unreal present. If I had a car, I would travel. Third conditional, unreal past. If I had studied, I would have passed. Remember, each conditional changes depending on time and reality. Conclusion. Great job! Now you know how to use conditionals to talk about real and unreal situations in English. Practice every day. Make your own examples for each type. And if you liked this lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue learning with Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. See you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we're going to learn about reported questions and how to change the word order when we report someone else's question. Don't worry, it's simple and I'll guide you step by step. First, let's see what reported questions are. Reported questions are questions someone asked, but we tell them later. For example, where is the library becomes, he asked me where the library was. Notice something important. In reported questions, we don't use question order. Instead, we use statement order. That means subject before the verb. Now, how do we do that? Step 1, remove the question mark. It's no longer a direct question. Step 2, use statement order, subject plus verb. Step 3, backshift the tense if your reporting verb is in the past. For example, do you like pizza becomes, she asked if I liked pizza. Where does he live becomes, I asked where he lived. Notice how do or does disappears in reported questions. That's normal. What about questions with question words? Easy. Keep the question word like what, where, when, why, or how, but still change the word order. For example, what time is the meeting becomes, he asked what time the meeting was. Why are you late becomes, she asked why I was late. And for yes/no questions, use if or whether. For example, are you ready becomes, he asked if I was ready. Quick tips to remember. 1. Always use statement order. 2. Remove the question mark. 3. Backshift the tense if needed. 4. Keep question words. 5. Use if or whether for yes/no questions. So, to summarize, direct question, reported question equals change word order plus keep question word plus backshift tense. One last example. Where can I find the bus station? Becomes, he asked where he could find the bus station. Practice a few examples every day, and soon reporting questions will feel natural. That's it for today. Thank you for learning with Le Coin de Petit Savoir, and see you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Learn English with Le Coin de Petit Savoir. Today, we're going to learn how to use wish and if only, two expressions that help us talk about regrets, desires, or things we want to be different. Let's make it clear and easy to understand. First, both wish and if only have the same meaning. They express that we want something to change or that we regret something. The difference is that if only sounds stronger or more emotional than wish. Let's look at the three main uses. Number 1, wish or if only plus past simple. We use this to talk about situations we want to be different now or things that are not true in the present. For example, I wish I had a car, but I don't have one. If only I were taller. I'm not tall. You can also use it for other people. I wish you lived closer. If only he studied harder. It's like saying, I'm not happy with the situation right now. Number 2, wish or if only plus past perfect. We use this to talk about regrets in the past, something that already happened but we would like to change. For example, I wish I had studied more, but I didn't. If only I hadn't lost my keys. I wish I had told her the truth. These express sadness or regret about the past. Number 3, wish or if only plus would plus verb. We use this to talk about things we want to change in the future or annoying habits that we'd like someone to stop doing. For example, I wish it would stop raining. If only people would drive more carefully. I wish my brother would stop shouting. It means we want something to change soon. Let's review quickly. Wish plus past simple about the present. Wish plus past perfect about the past. Wish would about the future or annoying habits. And remember, if only is just a stronger version of wish. So next time you feel regret or want something different, try saying, I wish, or if only. It's how native speakers express emotions naturally. Great job! You've just learned how to express regret and desire in English. Keep practicing and don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue learning English with Le Coin de Petit Savoir. See you in the next lesson. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English lesson. Today, we are going to learn about gerunds and infinitives. We will focus on two common expressions, enjoy doing and want to do. Let's start with enjoy doing. After the verb enjoy, we always use the verb with ing. For example, I enjoy playing football. She enjoys reading books. They enjoy cooking together. We use the ing form because enjoy talks about something we like doing. It is an activity that gives us pleasure. So remember, after enjoy, use the verb ending in ing. I enjoy learning English. I enjoy listening to music. Now, let's look at want to do. After the verb want, we use to plus the verb. For example, I want to learn English. He wants to go home. We want to visit Paris. We use want to talk about something we would like to do in the future. It is about a wish or a plan. So remember, after want, use to plus the verb. Let's compare the two. I enjoy learning English means I like the process of learning. I want to learn English means I have the goal or desire to start learning. Let's practice together. Listen and think about the right answer. I blank watching movies. I blank to buy a new phone. The correct answers are I enjoy watching movies. I want to buy a new phone. Very good. So remember the rule. Enjoy plus verb with ing. Want plus to plus verb. That's all for today's short English lesson. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more easy English tips. See you next time, and keep practicing your English every day. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English lesson. Today, we are going to learn about relative clauses. There are two main types, defining and non-defining relative clauses. Let's start with defining relative clauses. We use a defining relative clause to give essential information about a person or a thing. This information tells us exactly which person or which thing we are talking about. If we remove this part, the sentence loses its meaning. For example, the man who lives next door is a doctor. Here, the part who lives next door tells us which man. If we take it out and say only the man is a doctor, we do not know which man, so it is essential. That is a defining relative clause. We can use words like who for people, which for things, and that for both. Another example, this is the book that I told you about. Or, she is the teacher who helped me learn English. Now, let's look at non-defining relative clauses. We use them to add extra information. This information is not necessary to understand who or what we are talking about, but it gives more detail. We usually separate this part with commas when writing, and we pause a little when speaking. For example, my mother, who loves gardening, spends a lot of time in the garden. If we remove who loves gardening, the main idea is still clear. My mother spends a lot of time in the garden. The clause only gives extra information. Another example, Paris, which is the capital of France, is a beautiful city. If we remove which is the capital of France, the meaning is still complete. So remember the difference. Defining clauses give essential information. Non-defining clauses give extra information. Defining clauses do not use commas. Non-defining clauses do use commas and small pauses in speech. Let's practice together. Listen and decide if it is defining or non-defining. Number 1. The girl who sits next to me is very kind. That is defining. Number 2. My brother who lives in Canada is coming to visit. That is non-defining. Very good. So to review, defining clause equals necessary information. Non-defining clause equals extra information. That's all for today's short English lesson. If you enjoyed learning, please like, share, and subscribe for more easy grammar videos. See you next time and keep practicing your English every day. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our English lesson. Today, we are going to learn about relative pronouns. The most common ones are who, whose, whom, which, and that. We use them to connect two sentences and give more information about a person or a thing. Let's start with who. We use who for people as the subject of the sentence. For example, the man who lives next door is a doctor. Here, who lives next door tells us which man we are talking about, so use who when the person does the action. Now, let's look at whom. We use whom for people too, but when the person receives the action. For example, the man whom I met yesterday is my teacher. In spoken English, many people just say the man who I met, and that's also fine in everyday conversation. So whom is more formal. Next is whose. We use whose to show possession or ownership. For example, the woman whose car is red is my neighbor. Whose car is red shows that the car belongs to the woman. We can use whose for both people and animals. Now, let's talk about which. We use which for things or animals. For example, this is the book which I bought yesterday. Or, this is the dog which always barks at night. In everyday English, you can also use that instead of which. Finally, that can replace who or which in defining clauses. For example, the movie that we watched was amazing. Or, the teacher that helped me learn English is very kind. We don't usually use that in non-defining clauses. So, let's review. Who is for people as subjects. Whom is for people as objects, mostly in formal English. Whose shows possession. Which is for things or animals. That can replace who or which in many cases. Let's practice together. Listen carefully and choose the right pronoun. Number 1. The girl blank won the prize is my sister. Answer, who? Number 2. The man blank I spoke to is a doctor. Answer, whom or who? Number 3. The student blank bag is blue is in my class. Answer, whose? Very good! That's all for today's short English lesson. If you enjoyed learning, please like, share, and subscribe for more easy grammar tips. See you next time, and keep practicing your English every day.
Hello, language learners, and welcome to Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Today, we master the 20 essential English question words in just 3 minutes. Let's begin. First, the 5 fundamental words. Who is for people? Who is your teacher? What is for things or actions? What is that? When is for time? When does the class start? Where is for place? Where is the library? Why is for reason? Why are you learning English? Now, let's expand with the word how. It has many uses. How asks about manner or condition. How are you? How much is for uncountable things? How much water is there? How many is for countable things? How many books do you have? How often is for frequency? How often do you exercise? How far is for distance? How far is the park? How long is for duration? How long is the movie? Next, we have 2 more specific words, which is for choosing between options. Which color do you prefer? Whose is for possession? Whose bag is this? Finally, we have the compound words for more advanced sentences. Whatever means anything. You can eat whatever you want. Whenever means any time. Call me whenever you like. Wherever means any place. I will meet you wherever you want. Whoever means any person. Whoever arrives first can enter. Whichever means any one of a set. Choose whichever pen you like. And there you have it. 20 question words to make your English much more powerful. Use them to ask better questions and have deeper conversations. If you enjoyed this small lesson, please let us know which word is most useful for you in the comments. Thank you for spending 3 minutes at Le Coin des Petits Savoirs. Until next time.
Today, we are going to learn one of the most important grammar points in English, countable and uncountable nouns, and how to use some, any, much, many, and a lot of. Let's start with the difference. Countable nouns are things we can count as 1, 2, 3. For example, 1 apple, 2 apples, 1 book, 3 books. These nouns have singular and plural forms. Uncountable nouns are things we cannot count individually. They do not have a plural form. For example, water, rice, money, sugar, information. We do not say waters or rices. Now let's talk about how to use some and any. We use some in positive sentences. For example, I have some apples. I need some water. We use any in negative sentences and questions. For example, I do not have any apples. Do you have any water? Next, let's see the difference between much and many. We use many with countable nouns in plural form. For example, I do not have many books. Are there many students in the class? We use much with uncountable nouns. For example, I do not drink much coffee. Do we have much time? A lot of is more flexible. We can use it with both countable and uncountable nouns, and it sounds more natural in positive sentences. For example, I have a lot of friends. She drinks a lot of milk. We can also use it in questions when we want a friendly tone, like, do you have a lot of homework? Let's put everything together with simple examples. Countable nouns, apples, chairs, cars. We say, many apples, many chairs, many cars. Uncountable nouns, milk, bread, money. We say, much milk, much bread, much money. Positive sentences use some or a lot of. Negative sentences and questions use any, much, and many. Before we finish, here is a short summary. Countable nouns can be counted. Use many. Uncountable nouns cannot be counted. Use much. Use some in positive sentences. Use any in negatives and questions. Use a lot of with both types in friendly or natural sentences. And that is your 3-minute lesson. Practice by making your own sentences with food, school items, or things in your home. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. See you in the next lesson. Today, we will learn some very important quantifiers in English. These words help us describe the amount of something. The words are few, little, a few, a little, several, and plenty of. First, we need to remember the difference between countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are things we can count. 1, 2, 3. For example, students, apples, chairs. Uncountable nouns are things we cannot count. For example, water, rice, money. Now let us start with few and a few. We use few with countable nouns, and it means almost none. A very small number in a negative way. For example, I have few friends. This means the speaker feels sad because the number is small. A few is more positive. It means some. Not many, but enough. For example, I have a few friends. This means the speaker has some friends and feels okay. Next, little and a little. We use little with uncountable nouns, and it also has a negative feeling. It means not much. For example, I have little money. This means the amount is too small. A little is more positive. It means some, a small amount, but enough. For example, I have a little money. This means it is not a lot, but it is okay. Now let us look at several. Several is used with countable nouns and means more than two, but not many. It is a neutral and useful word. For example, she has several books. Or, we visited several cities last year. Finally, plenty of. Plenty of can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. It means a large amount, more than enough. For example, we have plenty of time, or he has plenty of ideas, or there are plenty of chairs. Let us review with quick examples. Few means almost none and is negative. A few means some and is positive. Little means almost none and is negative. A little means some and is positive. Several means more than two. Plenty of means more than enough. Before we finish, try to imagine your day and describe it using these words. For example, I drink a little water. I met a few people. I had little free time. At work, I had several tasks, but I had plenty of energy. Practice with simple sentences like these. The more you repeat them, the easier it becomes. This is your 3-minute lesson on quantifiers.
Today, we are going to learn the most important prepositions of time in English. The words are in, on, at, during, for, and since. These small words are very important because they help us speak clearly about time. Let us start with in. We use in for longer periods of time. For example, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. We also use in for months, years, seasons, and long periods. For example, in January, in 2023, in summer, in the future. Remember, we never say in night. We say at night. I will explain that in a moment. Now let us look at on. We use on for days and dates. For example, on Monday, on Friday, on my birthday, on the 1st of July. We also use on for specific days that we describe. For example, on a rainy day, on the weekend in some countries, or on Christmas Day. Next is at. We use at for exact times. For example, at 7 o'clock, at noon, at midnight. We also use at for holiday periods without the word day. For example, at Christmas, at Easter. And we use at for the phrase at night. Now let us talk about during. We use during to say something happens inside a period of time. For example, during the movie, during the summer, during the meeting. It tells us when something happens inside a longer moment. Next is for. We use for to talk about a duration. We use it with minutes, hours, days, months, years. For example, I lived in London for 2 years. She studied for 3 hours. We do not care about when it started, only about how long. Finally, since. Since tells us the starting point of an action that continues until now. For example, I have lived here since 2020. He has worked here since last Monday. She has studied English since the morning. Since always gives us the starting moment. Let us review with quick examples. In summer, in 2020, in the morning. On Tuesday, on March 10th, on my birthday. At 6:30, at night, at the weekend in some countries. During the class, during winter, during my trip. 4 or 5 minutes, for 2 weeks, for a long time. Since yesterday, since 11 o'clock, since I was a child. To improve, try to describe your daily routine. For example, I wake up at 7. I study in the morning. I work on Monday. I take a break during lunch. I have lived here for 3 years, and I have worked here since 2022. This is your 3-minute lesson on the prepositions of time in, on, at, during, for, and since. See you in the next lesson.
Today, we will learn the most common prepositions of place in English. These words help us describe where things are. The prepositions are in, on, at, by, near, and between. Let us begin with in. We use in for closed spaces or areas. For example, the keys are in the bag. My phone is in my pocket. There are many people in the room. Remember, in means inside a space. Now let us look at on. We use on for surfaces. For example, the book is on the table. The picture is on the wall. The cat is sleeping on the sofa. On means touching a surface. Next is at. We use at to talk about a specific point or location. For example, I am at the bus stop. She is at the door. We met at the restaurant. At focuses on a point not inside or on top. Now let us learn by. We use by to show that something is very close to another thing. For example, the window is by the bed. He is sitting by the door. The river is by our house. By means next to or beside. Near has a similar meaning. Near means not far. For example, my school is near my house. The supermarket is near the station. Near does not mean touching, it just means close. Finally, between. We use between when something is in the middle of two things. For example, the bank is between the hospital and the library. The child is standing between his parents. The park is between two buildings. Let us review with quick examples. In the box, on the table, at the bus stop, by the door, near the school, between the two chairs. Now let us imagine a simple scene. There is a small room. In the room, there is a table. On the table, there is a laptop. By the table, there is a chair. Near the chair, there is a lamp. The lamp is between the chair and the wall. This shows how all the prepositions work together. To improve, look around your home and describe where things are. For example, my shoes are in the closet. The TV is on the stand. The car is at the garage. The sofa is near the window. The coffee table is between the chairs. This is your 3-minute lesson on the prepositions of place, in, on, at, by, near, and between. See you in the next lesson.
Today, we are going to learn some very common prepositions that are used after verbs and adjectives. In English, some words always need a specific preposition. We cannot change the preposition because the meaning will change. So it is important to learn them together, like small expressions. Let us start with verbs and prepositions. The first one is depend on. We use depend on when one thing needs another thing. For example, your success depends on your effort. Or, my plans depend on the weather. The next verb is listen to. We always say listen to. For example, I listen to music every day. Or, please listen to your teacher. Another useful verb is look at. For example, look at the board. Look at this picture. Now the verb look for. Look for means search. For example, I am looking for my keys. She is looking for a new job. We also say belong to. This means something is owned by someone. For example, this bag belongs to my sister. Now let us look at adjectives with prepositions. The first one is good at. Good at means you have a skill. For example, he is good at math. She is good at cooking. The opposite is bad at. For example, I am bad at dancing. Next is interested in. We use it to talk about things we enjoy or want to learn. For example, I am interested in English. He is interested in sports. Another important one is afraid of. For example, she is afraid of spiders. He is afraid of flying. We also use famous for. For example, Paris is famous for its beautiful buildings. This restaurant is famous for its pizza. Next is responsible for. For example, she is responsible for the project. Or, I am responsible for the report. Let us review with quick examples. I depend on my phone every day. I listen to my teacher. I look at the screen. I look for my keys. This book belongs to me. I am good at English. I am interested in learning. She is afraid of dogs. The city is famous for its food. He is responsible for the team. Now let us make a short story to connect everything. I am interested in music, so I often listen to the radio. I am good at singing, but I am bad at dancing. Sometimes I look for new songs online. My plans depend on my free time. My headphones belong to my brother, but he lets me use them. I am responsible for choosing the playlist when we travel. To improve, choose 5 verbs or adjectives and make your own sentences every day. The more you practice these expressions, the more natural your English will sound. This is your 3-minute lesson on prepositions after verbs and adjectives. See you in the next class.
Today, we are going to learn some of the most common phrasal verbs in everyday English. Phrasal verbs are verbs followed by a small word like up, down, in, out, or on. These small words change the meaning, so it is important to learn the expressions as a whole. Let us start with wake up. Wake up means stop sleeping. For example, I wake up at 7 every morning. Please wake up. It is time for school. Next is get up. Get up means leave your bed. For example, I wake up at 7, but I get up at 7:30. Now let us learn turn on and turn off. Turn on means start something. Turn off means stop something. For example, turn on the light. Turn off the TV. We use these phrasal verbs every day. Another very common one is pick up. Pick up can mean take something from a place. For example, I pick up my bag. Pick up can also mean collect someone. For example, I will pick you up at the station. Now, put on and take off. Put on means wear clothes. Take off means remove clothes. For example, put on your jacket. It is cold. Take off your shoes, please. Another important phrasal verb is look for. Look for means search. For example, I am looking for my phone. We use this many times every day. Look after is different. Look after means take care of. For example, I look after my little brother. She looks after her grandmother. Now let us learn give up. Give up means stop doing something, usually because it is difficult. For example, do not give up. Keep trying. Next is hurry up. Hurry up means move faster. For example, hurry up, we are late. Now let us practice with a short story. Every morning I wake up at 7 and get up a few minutes later. I turn on the light and put on my clothes. Then I look for my keys because I always lose them. After that, I pick up my bag and hurry up to the bus stop. In the afternoon, I look after my little sister. At night, I take off my shoes, turn off the lights, and never give up on practicing English. These phrasal verbs are used every day by native speakers, so learning them will make your English sound more natural. To improve, choose 5 phrasal verbs and make sentences about your daily life. The more you use them, the easier they become. This is your 3-minute lesson on common everyday phrasal verbs. See you in the next lesson.
Today, we will learn how to compare people, things, and places in English using comparatives and superlatives. Comparatives are used to compare 2 things. Superlatives are used to show the highest level in a group of 3 or more. Let us begin with comparatives. For short adjectives, we add ER. For example, tall becomes taller. My brother is taller than me. Fast becomes faster. This car is faster than that one. For adjectives with one syllable ending in E, we add R. For example, nice becomes nicer. This movie is nicer than the last one. For short adjectives ending in consonant-vowel consonant, we double the last consonant. For example, big becomes bigger. This bag is bigger than my old one. For longer adjectives with 2 or more syllables, we use more. For example, more beautiful. This place is more beautiful than the city. More interesting. The book is more interesting than the movie. Now let us talk about less. Less is used to show a smaller amount or weaker quality. For example, this task is less difficult. My phone is less expensive than yours. Now we go to superlatives. Superlatives show the highest or the lowest level in a group. For short adjectives, we add est. For example, tall becomes the tallest. He is the tallest in the class. Fast becomes the fastest. She is the fastest runner. For longer adjectives, we use the most. For example, the most beautiful. This is the most beautiful beach I have ever seen. The most interesting. That was the most interesting lesson. We also use the least to show the lowest degree. For example, this is the least difficult exercise. He is the least busy person today. English has some irregular forms. Good becomes better and the best. For example, my English is better now. This is the best result I have ever had. Bad becomes worse and the worst. For example, his condition is worse today. It was the worst day of my life. Far becomes farther or further, and the farthest or the furthest. Let us put everything together in a short story. My city is big, but the capital is bigger. The capital is also more crowded and more exciting. My neighborhood is quieter and less expensive. In my family, my sister is the tallest and my brother is the funniest. For me, English is the most interesting subject and math is the least exciting. To improve, try to compare things around you. Compare two objects, two places, or two people using comparatives. Then choose three and use superlatives. The more you practice, the more natural this becomes. This is your 3-minute lesson on comparatives and superlatives. See you in the next class.
Understanding adjectives and adverbs. Welcome to this short lesson on two essential parts of English, adjectives and adverbs. These two word types appear in nearly every sentence, and mastering them will help you speak and write with clarity and precision. Let us begin with the core idea. An adjective describes a noun, meaning a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. An adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or even another adverb. It often answers questions like how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. Adjectives give information about nouns. For example, it was a beautiful day. They bought a large house. She is a talented engineer. In each sentence, the adjective adds detail to the noun. Adverbs usually describe actions. They give more information about how something happens. For example, he spoke clearly. The train arrived late. She almost always arrives early. Here, the adverbs describe how, when, or how often an action happens. Now let us compare a few adjective and adverb pairs. Slow and slowly. It is a slow process. He works slowly. Careful and carefully. She is a careful driver. She drives carefully. Quick and quickly. He is quick. He reacts quickly. A common mistake is using an adjective instead of an adverb to describe an action. For example, saying, she sings beautiful. The correct form is, she sings beautifully. Another mistake is thinking every adverb ends in ly. Many do, such as slowly, quietly, carefully, and quickly. But several common adverbs do not, such as fast, soon, always, and very. Keep these simple rules in mind. If a word describes a noun, it is an adjective. If a word describes how an action is done, it is an adverb. If a word answers the question how, when, or where in relation to a verb, it is probably an adverb. If the word comes before a noun and adds detail, it is usually an adjective. This is the end of our short lesson. Understanding the difference between adjectives and adverbs will make your English more accurate, natural, and professional. Thank you for listening.